Hello, welcome. Welcome back to Sunday Story Time with JAP. Today we are going to take a story from folk tale from the state of Gujarat. Long ago, there lived a sultan, and he had seven daughters. He loved all of them, and of course, as usual, generally it happens. The sultan was very fond of the seventh daughter, the youngest of them, and he showered a lot of love on her. The other six sisters were quite jealous of this seventh sister. One day, the sultan called all seven of them and asked them if it was his good stars that brought them all luck or not. The first six sisters immediately in chorus they shouted that it's because of his stars that they are living so happily. The sultan was very happy, but at the same time was a bit worried because the seventh daughter was in deep thoughts. And he asked her what the reason was. And the little girl said, Father, it's always one's own star that decides the future, not the star of the father or the mother. And the sultan was very angry. He was very wild. If your stars are going to decide your fate, let me see how your stars are going to lead you. He called the soldiers and asked them to remove her from the palace and from the country. The seventh girl was determined. She did not allow the soldiers to come anywhere near. She walked away silently out of the palace, out of the country, into a forest. And she was leading a life of penance. She renounced everything and she was only praying. And life moved on for the sultan. A few months passed by, and one day the sultan thought he would go to another country, go around the world and then come back, and he set sail. And once he determined that he would go out, he asked his other six daughters what is it they wanted. And each of them, they said something or the other. Some said diamond, some said ruby. All costly things. The king noted. And he set sail. And once he got into the ship, they unfurled the sails and lifted anchor. But the ship was not moving. He didn't know why. He called a number of astrologers to find out why the ship was not moving. And one of the astrologers said, you have not asked her what your youngest daughter wanted. And unless you ask, the ship is not going to move. And the sultan was a bit too angry. But then he asked all his soldiers to go around and find out where his youngest daughter was and ask what she wanted. And all the soldiers went in search of the little girl. And one of them reached the forest where the youngest princess was in penance. And she was in deep prayers when one of the soldiers saw her. But the soldier had no patience. He asked, what do you want? Sultan wanted to know what you wanted. She said, Sabr. You know, Sabr in Urdu or in Roman, it means be patient, wait. And the foolish soldier thought she wanted Sabr and went and told the Sultan that she wanted Sabr. And king set sail. Now the ship started moving. He went around and during the tour, he bought all the things that the six daughters wanted, but he didn't know what Sabr meant. And when he started back home, once again, the ship stood stock still. And he knew this time, because he did not buy Sabr for the seventh daughter. So he told all his soldiers, go into this island and ask anyone whom you see where I can get Sabr. The soldiers went around, asked everyone where they can buy Sabr from. And some even started laughing at these soldiers. And everybody had almost given up. When one soldier asked an old lady where Sabr is, and the old lady said, yeah, Sabr is in my house. You come along with me and what will you give me? And the soldier said, we'll give you 100 gold coins for Sabr. And the old lady was pretty too happy. She took the soldiers over to her house and showed a very big rock and said, yeah, this is what we call Sabr rock. Yeah. And the Sabr rock was quite a big one, black, solid, and the soldiers found it difficult to lift. Lifted and took it over to the ship and told the king, this is Sabr. And of course, the ship started moving. He came back to his kingdom, gave all the gold, diamond, ruby, everything, sapphire, everything over to the daughters, and told the soldier who found the seventh princess to take Sabr and give it to her. And the soldier, in a cart, he took the rock, went to the place where the girl was staying, and told her, your sisters were intelligent, they got very valuable stones, and you've got a black stone. What you can do is you can only wash your clothes, all your rags, with the help of this stone. So they took the stone rock and threw it almost at her. The girl was crying, but all the same she thought, yeah, that's what her stars meant. And she took the stone, and as she was told, she started using for washing her rags. This continued for months. And gradually what happened was that the rock was becoming soft and soft. And one day, the rock split and there was a fan inside the gap. She was happy to see a fan. She took the fan and started swinging. She remembered the days of being a princess, and she waved the fan. When she waved the fan, a very, very handsome young prince appeared. And she was shocked. She threw the fan and she was about to run away, and the prince said, no, 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 don't run away. When you wave the fan, I will come. When you wave it in the opposite direction, I will go. So she waved in the opposite direction, he disappeared. He was so handsome that the princess wanted to see her quite often. and she named him Sabar only. So, Prince Sabar, that's how we are going to call him now. Prince Sabar came back. They used to meet every day. They fell in love and all that. Now, one day, the 6 sisters came to know of a big palace that Prince Sabar had constructed in the forest for the 7th princess, and they were jealous once again. They wanted to ruin the happiness of their sister and came to the forest. Knowing pretty well that these sisters will come, Prince Sabar had told her, look here, don't allow your sisters. They are very dangerous. They are very jealous. How they have treated you, you know, don't allow. But still, the good princess, she was not able to understand the cunning, wicked nature of her sisters. She welcomed the 6 sisters, took them into the house. And the 6 sisters wanted to see the bedroom of Sabar, took glass pieces in plenty, poured a lot of venom, poison, over the glass pieces and spread them under the sheets. You know, we generally say sheets. We don't say bed sheet. Under the sheets. And then silently, slyly, they came out and they left the 7th princess and went back. Our Prince Sabar came back tired. It was quite late. They went to the bed. He was about to lie on the bed, and the princess went to pray. And once he lay on bed, all these glass pieces started pricking him, and the venom in the glass pieces got into his flesh, and he started yelling. He screamed, he shouted in pain, and said, you have allowed your sisters, and your sisters have done something now. When she saw his body was turning blue out of the poison. And he said, no, let me go home. You wave the fan back, let me go to my parents. And she couldn't do anything. She waved back the fan, and Prince Sabar went back to his kingdom. And his parents called all the doctors around and tried to cure him, but they were not able to. And in the meantime, the princess went in search of Prince Sabar. She was wandering every here and there looking for him. She reached a forest just by the side of a very big river. She saw 2 birds talking to each other, and in human voice. And the 2 birds were talking of a kind of illness, the same kind of illness that Prince Sabar was suffering from. One bird told the other, look here, I know the cure for the disease Prince Sabar is suffering from. And even if I am able to help out, I cannot go across the stream. Then the other bird said, it's very easy. Crossing the river is very easy. This very tree on which we are perching, if a human takes the bark of this tree, they can walk, they can wade through the waters and go to the other end of the river. And what's the treatment? It asked. And next week we shall see what the treatment was and whether Prince Sabar was cured or not. We'll meet next week. Until then, goodbye.